So, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Dialogue with Deidre. I'm your host, Deidre Malone. I am so excited to have the president of the Women's Foundation for Greater Memphis on Dialogue with Deidre today, Shante Avant, who is the president and is the leader of this organization, is doing incredible work. We're going to talk about the impact of the work on the community, but first, I want to welcome Shante. She's no stranger to Dialogue with Deidre. Back to Dialogue with Deidre. Shante, welcome back.
Thank you, Deidre. How are you today? I'm so
Um,
excited to be with you.
I'm so good. I'm so good. I'm always excited to have you on because the Women's Foundation does such incredible work for our community. And I know that raising money to have an impact is key. So I know that this week, this Thursday, you have an event, a signature event for the Women's Foundation that's coming up. Let's talk a little bit about that. Power of the Purse. What's
Power
the
of the
emphasis behind it, Shante?
Power of the purse. I mean, it is a really fun night of fun food and fashion. It will be Thursday, October 26th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Children's Museum. It's a fun event, but I don't want the power of the purse to discourage all people from knowing that they're welcome. It is an event for men, for women. We have great online auction items, and then we have a very spirited live auction that will happen. So it's exciting to bring people together in a very fun and more casual event, but all for a good cause, which is supporting the Women's Foundation for Greater Memphis.
And Shante, tickets are still available. It's not sold out, right?
Not sold out. We're getting close, but tickets are $75. You can visit our website at WFGM to learn how to purchase those tickets, and then go to the bidder website to see all of the fantastic items. I mean, things from, the nice Chanel purses and Valentino purses, but also things like our University of Memphis basketball practice experience with the Penny Hardaway. We have nights at Hilton Worldwide. We also have great vacation packages. Any of those things that would be appealing to any Memphian, but also to men and women. And we encourage you to come, have a good time, but also just make sure that you know your donation and your support of this organization is absolutely changing the lives of women and children in Memphis.
Well, let me just say these designer bags. I tell you, I was carrying a Valentino. Of course, I didn't know it was a Valentino until I went out with my sister for breakfast one morning, and she said, "That's a Valentino." I said, "Okay, what?" She said, "Dee, who bought that for you?" I said, "My good friend Gail Jones Carson, who's a member of the Women's Foundation Board of Directors." So nice bag. So
Oh,
you need to auction. You need to bid on that auction.
Oh, absolutely. So many great ways that people can support, but you're going to have fun doing it, and you're going to have a great buy at the end of the night, whether it's suite tickets or Grizzly floor seat tickets. I mean, there is just a gamut of different items that appeals to everyone. So many great restaurants, local restaurants with gift cards, so many ways that people can get engaged, have a good time, spend a little money, have some good food, some great entertainment, but also it is making a difference in the lives of women and children in Memphis.
And Shante, people who may not have met Joe Birch, Action News 5's Joe Birch, he's like an icon in the market. And then Valerie Morris Bureau, who, and I think I pronounced her last name right because she's recently been remarried. They're going to be emceeing the live auction. Is that correct?
They are a dynamic duo, let me tell you. And so though that live auction gets very spirited, we have some great live auction items. The competitive edge really comes out when you're in a room full of people and saying, no, I must have that item. I must have that lake house, whatever it is. But they do a great job of engaging the audience. And we're so grateful that they're coming and supporting us again this year, as well as our co-chairs, Trivia Chapman and Christine Gant. Additionally, our honorary co-chairs are Kim and Elliot Perry, as well as Carissa Husong and David Lusk. So all these great people coming to support the Women's Foundation and our goal of reducing poverty in some of the poorest zip codes in the city of Memphis. And by doing that, they are changing the lives of women and children.
So Shante, you just kind of laid the foundation for what I really want to talk about with you in terms of the impact that the Women's Foundation has had on, I want to say Memphis, but it's really the region, because people may live in the city and then they may leave, right? And live somewhere else in the region. But over the years, let's just talk about 38126 and the financial impact that the Women's Foundation has had in that one zip code.
Oh, well, our work began in 2015 when we really put our stake in the ground and said, how do we reduce poverty in one of the poorest zip codes in the city of Memphis? And that happens to be zip code 38126. We've had some great successes, done some great work. The Women's Foundation has actually invested about $7.3 million in investments to organizations that are helping low-income families. We are very proud of the partners and the collaboration, more importantly, the leadership that has driven this organization to really make that kind of impact. I mean, we've increased household income by 53%. We've had 6,307 individuals who obtain employment. We have countless programs that we are providing for youth in our communities to really improve their health and well-being. All of the things that it takes to make a community vital and thriving, we're able to do that through the support of our donors and our sponsors and individuals, even individuals like you, Deidre, who's a donor of the foundation. It means so much because every gift counts. The small gifts, the large gifts, and everything in between really does help us come together as a community to make sure that we're changing the lives and improving the lives of women and children.
And Shante, we talked about that one zip code, but when we think about the Women's Foundation and the impact that the organization has had since the creation of the foundation, $35 million have been put into our community to help families, right?
That's right. Our goal is to raise funds, but all of those funds go directly to support improving the lives of women and children, right? When you think about those that live in poverty, they are women, Black women, who are usually single heads of households and their children. And so if we are providing a wraparound services, comprehensively addressing what their needs are, and that's everything from making sure our kids have quality education, to employment opportunities, to financial literacy, and really trying to close that wealth gap. Those are the things that help individuals move forward. So first, it's about us really providing stability for those families. And then we really ultimately want them to get to economic security. So as we do this work, as we raise these funds, as we invest them back into the communities that need them the most, it really helps each individual in Memphis know how much they are making a difference to improve this community, one family at a time, and then ultimately as a community, we all benefit.
I want members or folks who look at this show to know that no amount is too small to support the Women's Foundation. Now, Power the Purse is this week, this Thursday, but the Women's Foundation, Shante, you guys have events all throughout the year. And so we want people to learn about those events, but also I think on the website, there's a way for people to sign up to receive information, to learn more about the Women's Foundation and events that are coming up. But let's talk about those events that you do throughout the year to kind of support women and children.
Well, we know that as the family unit is supported and having resources they need to move forward in this life, whether that's their physical health, their mental health, their social health, their economic health. There's so many ways that we bring the community together. We do that through mobile food drives on a quarterly basis. We have backpack drives each year for the schools that we've adopted in our neighborhoods and zip codes, and that includes Cummings K-8 LaRose and the BTW school. We also have our annual tribute luncheon that's later in the year. We have holiday parties for our families. So there's so many ways that people can get engaged with the foundation and really feel like you're making a meaningful difference in how this community continues to move forward. And I really want people to know, as you said, there's no gift that's too small. There's no gift that's too large.
Right. I like that.
All of those. No gift too small, no gift too large, but it all collectively helps us to move this community forward.
So Shante, the very last thought around, we mentioned the event this Thursday, but what would you like our viewers to take away from the work that you're doing with the Women's Foundation? If it was like, what's your little elevator speech when you're telling people about the foundation that you want to share?
I think I want to tell people there's a way to connect to this work. There's a way to invest in this work, in this community. And each of us are empowered by the ways that they give, and we are empowering the people that we want to serve.
Shante Avant, the president, CEO of the Women's Foundation for Greater Memphis. And of course, I have to mention, she's one of my favorite Shelby County commissioners as well. She's a public servant all the way around. So if you don't know her, get to know her. But know that she's a public servant because the work that she's doing for the foundation is amazing. How they're helping women and children in our community, but also as another public servant, she's also giving back to a larger community, not just Memphis and Shelby County, but the great state of Tennessee. So Shante, we are so proud of you and the work that you're doing. So Dialogue with Deidre viewers, go to the Women's Foundation website, buy a ticket for the event that is this Thursday night, Power of the Purse. Sign up for the e-newsletter so you can keep up with what's going on with the Women's Foundation. And you're going to want to support the work that they're doing because it's really amazing work and it's helping elevate the lives of women and children in our community. So Shante, thank you so much for coming on Dialogue with Deidre, and you'll be back real soon.
I thank you, Deidre. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you so much.